My name is Niko. I am a barista and photojournalist, and I'm 21 years old.
When did you first get Tinder and why?
Okay, ever?
Yeah.
Ever, I just got it when I was like, I want to say like 19. I was in Chicago, and I was like, this sounds fun. And you just get to see all the people who are, I guess, looking for somebody else in your area. It's kind of interesting. And you can set like a vicinity and age and just see what's going on. So yeah, when I was 19 years old, I got it because I thought the concept was interesting. I heard other people when I moved to Chicago talk about it. So in a big city like Chicago, see who's out there.
Were you looking for anything serious or just kind of to meet people?
At the time, it was meeting people. Later in my life, I was kind of open to the concept of something serious, but it was not like a goal of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested in it either way. It's just, I'm kind of into that concept of whatever happens, happens.
So when you are using Tinder, how often do you use it?
Honestly, I'd say like, unless I'm like messaging somebody and we're having like a conversation, like once every 2 or 3 days. Or if somebody matches me, then I go check that out. I'm like, what's good,
Gotcha, but you're not checking it like constantly throughout the day?
No, not usually constantly, but maybe like once every couple days.
Mm-hmm. So you don't find it addicting at all?
Not really. I think conversating is addicting, but I don't think that Tinder as an app is addicting. I've never I think those two things are interesting. Like if you compare the addiction and Tinder together, because like some people could be addicted to sex, and that's what they're looking for through that. So then like maybe with the app's not addicting, but like what they can get from the app becomes addicting.
Yeah.
And so I guess that can be attributed to the app specifically, or service.
Would you ever feel embarrassed to like say you're using Tinder or say you're on Tinder?
No, I don't think I'd be embarrassed. I understand why people would be embarrassed, but I'm a millennial. There's no reason in. I have made such good friends through the internet, whether it be on Reddit or Xbox when I was a child, and those are still friends that I still talk to today. Reddit or internet, even 4chan. Like, you meet people on the internet, and they become your genuine friends. What's the difference here? Especially because these people are real people who live around here. It's a non-traditional way, and we need to be living in more of a non-traditional society, so I don't know why it'd be embarrassing.
That kind of ties into my next question. Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel like meeting someone online, like on an app like Tinder, compares to meeting people in real life? Is it like easier for you on Tinder?
It's easier in a way. So they both have unique aspects. So meeting someone in person is interesting because say you meet someone at their job. You can't just ask them out at their job. You meet someone at a party, and that's kind of like, situationally, if they're with friends, you don't want to bug these people. In a way, it's easier because these people are looking to communicate, so you're able to communicate faster, and you have similar interests, or you mutually find each other attractive based off objectively off looks. In reality, it's easier because that person already kind of has a predisposition to talk to you because you guys have something in common, but you don't have to talk to them, so it's fine. So, short answer, yes. Long answer, yes.
Does your communication style change? Like when you're texting people on Tinder. So do you feel like you act differently in any way?
So I'm a writer by trade. I guess by education. I guess I go to school for writing. That's weird. But like.
It's not weird.
I know. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Let me. I go to school for journalism, so I write all the time. It's really odd because like. I have a style, an AP style, but I have my own style, how I talk, and I work my talking into my texting very often. Like, by the time, like, if you get to know me and understand me, you'll hear my voice via my text messages. The way that I talk is the exact way that I type. I usually use voice to text a lot, so, like, it's literally my words being translated into text. So, it's pretty easy to communicate, because I just say it out loud.
Yeah. And you're a pretty outgoing person, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can say that. That's fair. That's something I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm outgoing.
So you probably don't feel like it doesn't like using Tinder or using like text messaging doesn't really allow you to say things you wouldn't say otherwise.
Yeah, no, for sure. And sometimes it's like you can even say things that are more adventurous because you're like face to face. But even then, it's just like, who cares? Because I'm eventually see that person like in person, and we'll see how that goes. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like you're more cautious when you're like writing a text?
No, I'm pretty haphazard when I write a text. Maybe more cautious on Tinder. Mm-hmm. But like in general, I'm terrible at texting. I kind of see it as my release from writing normally, and having to edit papers and articles all the time. Just texting, I have so many spelling errors when I text and like grammar errors because I don't care. Mm-hmm. You got my point across. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Put that one on there. Put that one on that.
Nope.
You.
So my follow-up question to that was, which you kind of already answered, but do you feel like you can be more aggressive on Tinder?
Aggressive is a really weirdly choice word.
Well, like,
I think you can be more adventurous. I think you can say things that you would be kind of scared to say in person, but in reality, you probably shouldn't because, like, you're still gonna have to follow those actions with words. Yeah, it's still a human being on the other side of that, you know?
Yeah. Can you talk about the success you've had on Tinder?
Let's talk about the rise and fall of my relationship. I had a serious relationship on Tinder. We met in October of last year. It is now November of this year. So it's been about a year and a month now. And we dated for 10 months. And it was a pretty good relationship. We met on Tinder. And I said, let's get coffee. And I was going to go to a coffee shop called Free Press. They were closed on Sunday. Didn't check. And so we went to Starbucks. And so I got there way earlier than she did. And then I drank 5 shots of espresso, 6 shots actually. And basically we talked and I poured my entire life story out to this woman. And she still wanted to talk to me the next day. So it's kind of cool.
So that relationship lasted like 10 months, you said?
Yeah. And besides, like, they were just things that we realized that we were incompatible towards later. And that's kind of what ended up, like, having that not work. But, like, in the 7 months where I was super into it, I was ready to go. I was like, I'll do this for the rest of my life, sure.
Yeah.
You know? So, pretty good success.
So do you feel like, that relationship lasted like 10 months. Do you feel like, would you still call it successful?
Sure.
Like it wasn't just a weird, awkward like interaction on Tinder.
No, there was like a point where like it was successful. We literally talked. We matched at 3 a.m. because she was at work. She had Tinder for all of 3 hours and met me.
Wow.
And it kind of felt like, I don't really believe in fate or anything, but it felt like that at the time. It was really interesting. It was just all the things had to very, very butterfly effect-y. All the things had to happen at this moment for that to happen. And it was really cool. She was just super interested in science and the same music that I was and the same art literature, and it really kind of opened up our hearts and minds there. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Was
that probably the most successful relationship you've?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't even want to get back on Tinder because I met them, and then a couple of my coworkers peer pressured me into it, and. And it's been a good time. So maybe all I needed was a little peer pressure.
Mm-hmm. So right now, Tinder's just kind of fun for you. It's not.
Yeah, it's fun. They're like, I've had a not success with some people. This is the first time that I texted someone, and we met up and hung out, and then they said they wanted to hang out, and we didn't. Like, that's fine. Like, I got over that. It was kind of just weird to be like, have somebody super like. It also gives you the opportunity to get ghosted real hard. Which is fine. Getting ghosted is just the life,
Yeah.
People become ghosted and, come in and out. You can't really fault somebody for losing interest,
Yeah.
It's just human beings. You lose interest in so many things so many times in a day. Think about news stories. Statistically, people don't finish reading an entire news story. It's rare that someone does unless it's super compelling. And it's the same way with people. I mean, over time, if we're not super captivated, we're not going to stay. And that's okay. That's something that is That's something that is just natural and human, and I've really had to come to terms with that. But it's something that is extremely. Once you accept that about like humanity, it's easier to let things go in a way on your way, and also to be let go of, which is also kind of cool.
So, like, the idea of ghosting, you could do that, like, without the internet, too.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
But it makes it, like,
I'm
makes
sorry.
it happen more often with, like,
Oh,
an
absolutely.
app like Tinder.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's just how it is. You know, that's like...
You're meeting more people.
Absolutely.
So there's more opportunities to ignore them.
Of course. Exactly. There's more opportunities for you to ignore them and them to ignore you. So it's like, you know, it just really comes down to who you genuinely are interested in.
Yeah.
Problem is with Tinder, say you like a couple of people, you can be talking to like 3 people at once. It's kind of weird. Because it's like...
Yeah.
But that's progressive. It's not weird. It's progressive, and that's fine. And that's the society we need to live in. Listen,
Okay.
Open sexualities, open fucking people being cool. If they want monogamy, you gotta be clear about it. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it should just be regular that people talk to other people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot in our culture we limit ourselves for things because I assume God or whatever, but like, there's no reason to. There's no reason to limit yourself to just meeting people in person.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to limit yourself to just talking to one person at a time. You know, if you want to become serious with somebody, then that's when you have that discussion whether you want to be open or monogamous. But like, you know, it just provides a couple steps forward.
Do you think there could be anything, like, bad about having so many choices and, like...
I mean, I think people. It's been proven scientifically that like people react and choose worse or choose more worse options when they have more options. People feel more confident with. I shouldn't say that. People feel more confident within their choices when they have less options, which is interesting. But no, I don't. I think that it can be overwhelming, but I think that having more options provides you more opportunities to meet somebody who's better for you.
Okay.
That being said, the opposite can also be true. I'm not necessarily. I'm just a guy.
Yeah. So, from your perspective, do you find, like, any negative aspects within Tinder?
Yeah, sexual assault. That's real. That's real as hell. Extremely real. You know, there's always a chance the person you're talking to isn't that person. You can be lucky enough in a small town like Springfield to have people who know that person. Like, I met someone last night, matched with someone, my friend knows them. So, like, if they in a message was like, oh, you're this person, oh, blah, blah, and we, like, can talk about that person, like, confirm the reality, right?
What do you think about, like, just the fact that Tinder is so, like, physical based? Like, you're just looking at a picture and saying, like, yes or no most
See,
of the time.
it's interesting because you can't. So yes, that's like half of it. And the other half is like, if I find somebody that I find attractive, then I'm immediately looking at their profile. I'm seeing what kind of music they listen to. Like it gets a little in depth with me for people that I actually want to like. If that makes sense.
So it's not, like, so superficial for you.
I like to think not. I don't try to be a superficial human. And don't get me wrong, I will be because I'm a human being and people can be superficial, but it's like, you know, I see somebody with a sorority sweatshirt on. I'm outie on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like Greek life, and I don't support that concept. So, that's kind of superficial of me because maybe they have more behind that. You know, maybe it's a service sorority. You know, I don't know those things, but I immediately am like, see ya.
Yeah. That aspect is going to be there regardless, like, if you're meeting someone face to face or on a dating app.
And that's interesting, yeah, because it is. It's just less on a dating app. You have 15 seconds to see if you like someone or not, and if we want to continue a conversation, we can move on from that. That's also not a real fact. It's just opinion. Within verbal assault, you have people just... You know, you match with somebody. Some people just are horrible and will match with somebody just to call them ugly. Like, that's a reality too.
Jeez.
But, you know, you like to think hopefully the people that you match with are going to have, like, somewhat in common things. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. And that's the worst. It happens, though. Verbal assault happens, I feel like, I'm an expert by any means, but, like, from my experience, I've never experienced a verbal assault on there, which is nice. But, like, I'm sure, I am not a woman, and I'm sure women deal with that more often than men, and probably 100% of the time. Because, like, I don't know, it's just, there's just something, men are trash. They are.
I don't know. Oh, maybe. No. They're not.
I think men are definitely trash. Big ol' scummies. And, like, I say that as a man, I'm hot garbage, but, like...
It's society.
It is society. It's the culture, and that's that good old toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Ruining the world for all of us.
Do you think that Tinder could, in some ways, like, promote unhealthy dating habits? Like, for example, like sending unsolicited nudes, things like that.
So, interesting. You have to get someone's phone number to do that first. There's no image sending on Tinder other than GIFs. So the concept, or Bitmojis, which is interesting to me as well, but, like, the concept of, like, having yet to get someone's phone number. So it reduces the concept of that, but, like, I just think, and people will say that maybe meeting people online is, like, an unhealthy dating habit, right? Mm-hmm. Or, like, serial dating. But in reality, it's kind of like, I just think it's a more progressive form. I think people who aren't doing that exactly are like, kind of like demonizing that, or people who are just not comfortable with it. And the only way they know how to react is to be angry or maybe outraged.
Mm-hmm.